So one of the teams that we're working with that has seen incredible success with how they're using our tools across the platform to create efficiencies, using the AI tagging to not just identify the content, but also get it to the right people and then get it out to market. The bills tell us they're able to save $120,000 a year just by using kind of the AI tagging and the workflow capabilities. So it's introducing efficiencies that then can be deployed elsewhere towards the team's general marketing success.
Makes your commercial case a little bit easier, Andrew, when they start sharing those sorts of numbers when you start talking to renewal time. But that's a huge thing, right? And one of the things we see, Chris, is across the entire ecosystem of sports media is how do we become more effective and more efficient with content creation, distribution and the like, because the margins for commercial success around sports media content is still quite tricky to get that balance right. So some of those costs might be massive for some, might be marginal for others, depending on the scale we're talking, but that can be enough. Those percentages here and there can make a huge difference in moving the needle and extracting that value that's needed out of sports media to make it worthwhile to invest more and more into that space. So a good example to share for sure.
Well, I was just going to say, even on that point about like teams and things like that, I was speaking to someone at Premier League Club. They launched a YouTube channel in about the last 2 years. And they said, like, we're not making a ton of money from YouTube, but we make enough money that I can hire 2 new people to my team. And those 2 new people, to the point Andrew is making, aren't necessarily there to do the grunt work, but it's to make the content even better. So even those marginal things in terms of money might also enable further creativity to do even better things, or particularly stuff with, I think, like branded content with partners. So all those little cost savings can add up to bigger things down the road.
Yeah, one thing that I'm observing that it also goes beyond the cost savings, but how can content be an enabler to generating more sponsorship revenue? And that's where things are starting to get really fun. I don't think it's a giant secret that the content producers, they're not at the kind of SVP, CMO level of either compensation and budgeting in the organization. So they've had to fight over time for more investment. And I think the organizations that we've seen that have leaned in to investing more in the content production are starting to see more return on that investment because they're finding more monetizable visual content that they can then go out and engage sponsors with. I'm thinking about the Boston Red Sox are a good example where for a long time they have been doing a sponsored slideshow after a game, just images of the game. And so imagine getting an LL Bean to or Sam Adams to sponsor that. And it's just taking the content and seeing how does this resonate with the fans and who is a great sponsor. If it happens to feature a LL Bean logo or Sam Adams logo somewhere in that content, even better. And I'm not saying the standard kind of drop a logo on it and share it, but rather if you have the sponsor logos in the background at the stadium, that's great. And we recently launched a user-generated content collector tool, so the ability to collect fan content. And what we're seeing there is that the content and social teams are working with the sponsorship teams to say, how can we create a fan photo or video contest? What's an appropriate sponsor we can mash up, like a pet food sponsor with your dog in the favorite team jersey. And then fans love sharing that content. So monetize and monetize.